Report card, Steelers 24, Cleveland Browns 9. Quarterback, B. Ben Roethlisberger had his fewest passing years of the season, 167, and his longest completion, 21, was his shortest in a game, but on a blustery day by the lake his most important statistic was he didn't have a turnover. The Steelers scored only one offensive TD, and that was with 2 second chances because of penalties. He did engineer the 3 longest possession time drives of the season. Running backs, A. The Steelers took advantage of the second-worst rush defense in the league by continually pounding with Le'Veon Bell, who had 16 of his 28 carries in the first half for 85 yards. He also had 7 catches for 50 yards before half, giving him 23 touches for 135 in the first half alone. Bell finished with 201 scrimmage yards on 36 touches, including the season-high 146 yards rushing. Receivers, B. It wasn't exactly a day for big plays, and the receivers didn't make many. Antonio Brown had 8 catches for 76 yards, and his long gain of 21 yards started the TD drive at the end of the half. He also converted a 4th and 3 that kept alive the second field goal drive. Mostly, this was about Bell catching short passes, 8 of them in all, which was illustrated when he had 4 short catches on the only TD drive. Offensive line, A+. Okay, so the Browns were allowing an average of 143.7 yards per game, second worst in the league, but they had yielded only 2 100-yard rushers before Bell. The line did what it was supposed to do, open big holes for Bell and protect Roethlisberger, who wasn't sacked. The Steelers had drives of 8:02, 9:18 and 9:28, the 3 longest of the season, and that's testament to the offensive line. Defensive line, A+. It looked as though the Steelers didn't even miss Cam Hayward, not after allowing the Browns just 19 yards rushing on 7 carries in the first half and just 33 overall. DeStefan Tuitt came up with one of his most dominating games, getting 2.5 sacks, 4 quarterback hurries and delivering several hits. Rookie Javon Hargrave finally made some noise, getting a sack and recovering a fumble for a TD. Linebackers, A+. On a day when James Harrison set the team record for sacks in a career, the linebackers had their most productive outing of the season, generating 4.5 of the season-high 8 sacks. Lawrence Timmons had a big day with a sack, 3 quarterback pressures and a team-high 8 tackles. Arthur Moats had 1.5 sacks and Ryan Shazier's strip sack allowed Hargrave to recover the fumble for a touchdown. Secondary, C+. The Steelers allowed a 36-yard completion to Terrell Pryor in the second quarter, the 8th completion of 36 yards or longer in the past 5 games, and Artie Burns couldn't contest a 14-yard TD to tight end Gary Barnidge. But Burns had his second interception in 3 games and also had 3 passes defensed. Sean Davis was late on 2 blitzes on the Browns' lone touchdown drive. Special teams, B. Chris Boswell was perfect on 3 field goal attempts, and while none was longer than 33 yards, it wasn't an easy day kicking in gusting winds. P. Jordan Berry averaged 50 yards on 3 punts, but his net average was 39.3 yards because the coverage was a little sloppy. Duke Johnson returned 3 punts for 32 yards, including an 18-yarder. The Steelers had just 1 return for 7 years by Brown on a punt return. Coaching, B. The Steelers got what they needed to end a 4-game losing streak, even if it was against the winless Browns. The offense played mistake-free and took advantage of a bad defense. The defense took advantage of a bad offensive line to get 8 sacks, most in 11 years. Still, it doesn't matter that the offense scored a TD with 2 second chances at the end of the half. It wasn't a smart move, just a lucky one.